and lastly for this video, the Q&A. So a few days ago I put out a Q&A thing. I did that on Discord, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, just asking people like, hey, you got any questions or that you want answered? Because I figured that my community is at the point where there's actually going to be people who have questions, and there actually was, so I'm going to go over a few of those. CJ Destroyer asks, if we ever meet in person, who do you think will win a wrestling match? Me or you? Is that how you make that face? I don't know. Which, I'm pretty sure... What do you look like again? Alright, let's see what I'm up against. Okay. I think you'd probably win, because I know nothing about wrestling. More likely than not, I would just somehow disqualify myself by having no idea what the rules are. Except you said that I can't do that, so... If we're going for free-for-all... Oh no, but for fun? So no weapons. I think I could probably do it. I mean, I keep playing Box VR all the time. That's literally just practicing punching. That's gotta count for something. So yeah, I think I probably could. It wouldn't be easy, it wouldn't be pretty, but I think maybe I'd have a chance. The guy Creates, who was also present for a few series, most notably Doki Doki, asks, what is the most ambitious project you wish you could do, but you can't because you don't have the time or the money? Oh. I don't know. I don't think there's really any projects I've tried to do that required more time or money than I was able to put into them. I think, having like a separate recording like room or place or something like that would be really nice, because as it stands, this is just my bedroom. Like literally everything I own is within this one room, and so like my bed, my dresser, and bunkie are all back there. I think I'd like if I could somehow, maybe like when I move out or something, eventually just have like kind of a separate area. Because I know that like the whole collection in the back is good, but it doesn't work as well as it could for audio dampening and stuff. And I'd really like a recording studio where I could just like put like acoustic foam everywhere and really make the sound quality a lot better. And I'd say that that's probably the most ambitious project that I haven't had the time or money for, is I just really want to get the setup much more focused, because right now it's just me like taking things like, oh, I'll grab a mic, oh, I'll grab a light, go. That's kind of how it's been for me. I'd really like to have something, even though I've made it a bit more systematic, I'd really like to have something that's like really like established. Like the lighting is right where I need it to be. The microphone has like, it doesn't catch the entire room all over the place and things start to echo. I just want things to be as professional as they can be, is my goal. And I'd say that's probably the main thing that I'd like to look into, if possible. Standard asks, what do you do to keep motivated? This is an odd one. Put simply, Twitch is my motivation. Like, it's not that I have motivation to keep with Twitch, it's that Twitch is my motivation to keep with video games. Because, for those of you who don't know, I have so many games. I have a problem. I really like to look into games and do research on games and learn about games. And by doing that, I keep learning about new games and finding new games that I want to play. And games I've never heard of, I want to play. And so that has led me to just getting like every console I can think of. And just every game I come across in the wild that looks even remotely interesting to me, I'll pick up. And that's led me to just having tons and tons of games. And really, in all honesty, the way that Twitch is my motivation is because the main reason I started Twitch wasn't to engage with the community. It wasn't to just have another way of doing my video game time. It was literally, I have so many games, and I keep wasting time on things that are probably less interesting to me or less important to me than getting through the games. If I start streaming on Twitch, then other people can bother me about playing video games. And then that will be my motivation to keep with these games. Like, with Tales of Symphonia or whatever, like, if I wasn't playing it with Chris, and if I wasn't playing it for a Twitch community that was really engaged in the plot and the characters, I would be playing that game a lot less. I'd probably, like, come home from school or something, and I just want to watch YouTube for 2 hours and go to bed. But, like, the constant everyone saying, like, oh, we love this. It's great to be part of the community. It's, like, super fun to see you guys playing this. It just makes it so much more interesting to play the games, and it also makes it a lot easier for me to find a reason to go out of my way to make time for these. Because I have a lot of things to focus on in my life, and just having more things to draw me into playing my games and getting through this, like, wall of stuff I have over here, it's really helpful to have Twitch and the community to motivate me to have more fun with it. Like, I really just started it as an excuse to have fun and for people to bother me to have more fun. So, maybe not what you expected, but that's literally it. What's my setup like for streaming? Or equipment and such. So, that room tour video, I'm doing it shortly, and I'll get into a lot more detail with that, but if you actually check on my Twitch page, or my Twitch channel, there's this little section in the description. It's got, like, this little, like, pop-up box that you can add in as a creator, and it's really cool because I can literally just list off, like, all of the equipment I have in my streaming setup, and it's just got, like, an Amazon link to every single one. So if you visit my Twitch page, it's got, like, a whole, like, thing you can scroll down with, like, all of the major equipment that I use for streaming. I think there's a few in there where it's not available anymore, like, what was it? My AV adapter. Like, the way that I record consoles with AV is outputting them to HDMI, and this is the box I got for that, but it's no longer available. And I did try out, like, 3 or 4 of these, but they all had problems with input delay or an image that I really wasn't happy with. I'm still not as happy as I could be with the image that comes out of this, but it's the best I've seen of the few that I tried. And I didn't want to just link a random one because I wouldn't have been able to test it. But this one, I stand by this one for the time being until I find a better solution. Otherwise, everything should be in that list that I can think of. And anything else, you can just ask me about it later in Discord or Twitter or something, or in the comments whenever that room tour video comes out. And something I'm looking forward to in 2019. I am really looking forward to a camera upgrade. I'm happy with the mic that I have, and I'm happy with the C920, or the Logitech C920 that I've been using. Before I had the Logitech C615, and now I've been using the Logitech C920. And the thing is, I don't know if, I'm not even sure if the Logitech C922 was even out when I got the 920, or at the very least I didn't know about it, so I've just been sticking to the 920 this whole time. And, like, this is supposed to be a 1080p video, but, like, the thing only records at 1080p by 1440p, and it already looks a little bit blurry then. It's got some really weird color correction, like, look how blurry this image is back here. More often than not, it doesn't really matter because it's, like, up in the corner, and it's just taking up, like, that little section of the screen, so it doesn't really matter if it's, like, low res. but I found just a lot of things with color correction and lighting are just kind of weird with this camera, and despite all these lights I have everywhere, I'm still not completely happy with the image. But I've been looking into things like the C920 or even like a DSLR with a capture card, and I'm not able to afford that at all. But I found like a cool middle ground, the Logitech Brio, and it's a 1080p 60 or 4K 30 webcam, and it looks quite a bit better, not just in like resolution, but it, like the frame rate, I can have it like match gameplay. If I'm doing like 720p 60 or 1080p 60 streams, I can actually have the webcam match it instead of being at 30 FPS while all the game stuff is at 60. And I'm really interested in how it handles lighting and field of view, because one thing that I've always had a problem with the C920 is the field of view. Like, I even got this like little lens kit or whatever that sort of works on the 920. It works fine on the 615, but the 920, like, it's got like this black rim that goes around it, so I can't really use it all that well. And I just really wanted a way to have more field of view on the C920, because just so many things I have just are like, let's get 5 or 6 people in a room. Let's just have a big group get together, and then I just don't really have a good camera setup for it. And even then, the resolution, even if I can get it to have everybody in frame, the resolution's too low to tell what anyone is, or who anyone is, or what anyone's doing, really. And I'd really like to get the Brio because it just looks really nice with that. Especially its low light and bright light color correction stuff, because it can make stuff look much nicer than the 920 can. Because I can just have like my current lighting setup and it will look much, much better with that. Because this one really has a hard time with like darks and really brights. Like, even now, like, everything here looks super bright, and it's actually not a very bright light on over here. And this looks completely pitch black, and it really doesn't look that way to me. But like on the Brio, you'll really be able to tell, and it'll be so much clearer what everything is. And I'm really excited about that upgrade. And Velociraptor, who's actually our DM for Dungeons & Dragons, what is the most emotionally moving moment you've ever experienced in a game? Oh. I don't know. Like, I'm not one who's usually feels that emotional towards games, but it's gotta be something with music, probably, knowing me. I can't think of a specific moment, but I know that I'm definitely thinking that it's either in my first playthrough of Journey, Abzu, maybe there's something in The Last of Us, but I don't know. I'll just go look at like some of my game shows. Like, is there something I'm forgetting? Oh, yes, I know. I figured it out. It's cheating, probably. But Super Smash Bros. Brawl. When I was a kid, before I owned like anything other than the N64, they had Super Smash Bros. Brawl at my local library, and I really enjoyed going there and playing it. And then they set up like a tournament thing across like all the public libraries, like in the state or within a few cities or something like that. And there was like 200 or 300 people who joined like this casual tournament for Smash Bros. Brawl. And I don't feel like I'm really that good at Smash Bros. In general, and I definitely wasn't at that time, but I made it to 4th place out of like 300 or 400 people that joined that, and that was a very big moment for me, like, because there was like, it was all across like different events. Like, there was like round 1 just at everyone at your library, then round 2 like the winners from like 5 libraries or like 8 libraries at a time or something in little tournaments, and then like the winners of all of those, and like winning each of those, because some of them got really close. That was probably one of the things in gaming that I was the most excited about. Just making it all the way there. Every time I would win first in a tournament or move on to the next round in a tournament. I've never been that concerned or competitive with it, games, either before or since, but like just coming out on top and like really doing well and far exceeding anyone's expectations in that tournament, like 10 or 15 or no, the game hasn't been out 15 years. However long ago that was. That's probably one of the things in gaming that I found the most emotional. I was just so happy about that. It was super fun. Then Elfheim, who's someone else who's joined for D&D, asks, Con Bravo 2019. Yes, I am planning on going there. It's the only convention that I know of that I have a very easy time attending, which it still really isn't because I still have to drive like 12 hours to get there. But I had a lot of fun last year, and now I know a lot more people that I could possibly see there, and I'm definitely going to try to invest in like getting an actual hotel room instead of an Airbnb and stuff. So I'm super excited to go to Con Bravo 2019 if I can make it happen. So I'm definitely planning on that. If you don't end up doing YouTube or streaming as a living, what would you be doing? I guess this kind of goes on like what I was saying earlier, but I've never really planned on making this into a living. It'd be really nice. I'd enjoy it. I'd really like to commit even more time to all the stuff that I'm doing, and this is probably like in my life the thing I'm enjoying doing the most right now. But it's just not anything that I'm going to be full-time in. I am definitely not committing to that. I'm solely sticking to it just because it's fun to do. And, like, in all honesty, I started doing YouTube stuff in, like, the end of 2016, I think. I've never once made money from anything on YouTube. And on Twitch, I didn't really start doing anything until... Like, aside from, like, Banjo-Kazooie, I didn't really start doing anything until, like, February this year. And, let me see, I don't think I've even made $20 on Twitch yet. And even then, that's just numbers on Twitch. I haven't seen it affect my account at all. So, yeah, I'm definitely nowhere close to making a living off of this kind of stuff. And I really don't expect to ever be. But I can just keep doing it because it's fun and I enjoy doing it. And that's pretty much what I'll stick to. What I will be doing, though, despite all that, is I'm going into graphic design. I've been a full-time student taking graphic design courses and learning a lot about stuff like all the Adobe softwares like Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator, and working on projects like rebranding, website creation, photo editing, like stuff like organizing stuff for like magazines and articles, even a lot of like writing and stuff with like speeches and like explanation and like client one-on-one. And I'm looking into some internships sometime in the future, maybe 2019. And so that's kind of what I'm going into, as I'm looking for something in graphic design. It'd be really nice to have something with Twitch or YouTube being full-time or even part-time, but I really don't know if I have the time sink to get to the point where that's possible. And even then, if I keep playing things like JRPGs, that's not happening, because the way that I've been doing it with those has really led to like a drop in viewers, because people aren't able to attend for the whole story, so they just don't attend for any of it. And so, at the rate I'm going, it's not happening until I like start streaming Fortnite every day, and yeah, I'm not doing that. So, that's all the questions. I did not think this would last this long, but it's really nice to just be talking to a camera again for once, and I don't know, this is fun. I'm really excited to have a very fun winter break, get into all kinds of like craziness and shenanigans, get together some friends and people who just either haven't been on the channel or haven't been on it in a long time because they've been off at college, and I hope to see you guys join for some of that. But for sure, check out the Twitch channel and the Discord community. They're both very active. There's like over 100 people on Twitch now. There's almost that much on the Discord server. And there's always somebody chatting or talking about something. There's all kinds of polls going on for like what content I'm doing next. And if you also check the description of the Twitch channel, it's got a full list of every game I've ever streamed and all the games I'm intending to stream, as well as all the games currently streamed, kind of like sorted into categories like that. So if you want to figure out just exactly what I'm looking into doing and what I am doing, what I have been doing, that's definitely the place to go for that. But thank you guys so much for submitting some questions and making it to the end of the video. Links in the description, and I will see you today, tomorrow, sometime soon with whatever we happen to be streaming on Twitch. Be sure to check the channel, and I'll see you there. Later!